We're reading a book called Peppa in Space. And this is Peppa Pig. Do you like Peppa Pig? My kids love Peppa Pig. It is a sunny day. Peppa is playing with her bouncy ball. George and his friend Edmund Elephant are playing with their space toys. They are pretending that they are on the moon. How fun. Mummy and Daddy Pig have an idea. There is a show at the museum about the moon and space. They all go to see it. But Peppa is nervous. She doesn't want to go to the moon. Will we really have to go to the moon? Asks Peppa. No, Peppa, Daddy Pig says. We're not going to the moon. We're going to the museum. Mrs. Rabbit gives Mummy Pig 5 tickets. Enjoy your trip to the moon, Mrs. Rabbit says. Peppa is confused. She thought they were only going to the museum, not the moon. Then Mr. Rabbit leads Peppa and her family into a rocket ship. Peppa thinks it looks real. Mr. Rabbit even puts on a helmet like a real astronaut. But Mr. Rabbit reminds her that it's only pretend. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! On the first stop of the tour, Mr. Rabbit explains that there are 8 planets that go around the sun. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Peppa and everyone she knows lives on Earth, just like us. Some planets are made of rock. Some planets are made of ice. Some planets are made of gas. The next stop on the tour is a big room with a moon. If this was the real moon, you could jump over my head, says Mrs. Rabbit, or Mr. Rabbit. Gravity is what keeps us on the ground, explains Mr. Rabbit. It is weaker on the moon, so you can jump higher. Peppa is impressed. That means she is excited and thinks it's awesome. Mr. Rabbit traps everyone into the anti-gravity rubber bands. Then they bounce high into the air as if they were on the moon. It is a lot of fun. Boing, boing, boing. Say moon cheese, Mrs. Rabbit says as she snaps a photo. Moon cheese! Everyone cheers. The tour is over, but Peppa still has many questions. Are there trees on the moon, she asks. No, Mr. Rabbit answers. Are there any cars on the moon? Peppa asks. No, Mr. Rabbit answers. Are there any moon shops? Peppa asks. No, Mr. Rabbit answers. That would be silly. Peppa, her family, and Edmund enter the museum shop. Welcome to the moon shop, says Mrs. Rabbit. Ooh, look at all that stuff. The moon shop sells many things. Daddy Pig buys a piece of moon cheese. The moon cheese is very tasty, he says. But the moon is not really made of cheese. It is made of rock. Mrs. Rabbit holds out a photo. Here's a photo of piggies on the moon with an elephant, she says. Everyone giggles. They like the picture. Peppa, George, Edmund, Mummy Pig, and Daddy Pig have all had a fun day at the museum in space. Ooh, that end.
We want to count through our numbers today. Hope you'll help us. Yell them out. Here we go.
10, 9, 8,
What are we doing?
7,
This sounds like a countdown backwards.
6,
Oh.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast
Blast
off.
off!
Let's go frontwards. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 9. You're tricking me. 8, 9, 10.
Thank you. What's this one?
8.
Wait a minute. How about this one?
4.
And do you remember this one?
Oh, tricky. 6.
It is a 6. Remember how tricky it is to look at 6 and 9 together?
6 and 9.
6, 9, 6, 9. Go around your house, count some stuff.
We're trying out a color mixing experiment with the colors that are called primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. They're called primary colors because most colors that we make come from these 3 primary colors. We're going to mix a few of them and see what we get. If you want to try this at home, you'll need shaving cream, or you could even use whipped cream, and 3 bowls, 3 spoons, and some food coloring, red, yellow, and blue. Okay, now we're going to use the parchment paper that's on the counter to mix some colors. We're going to pull these back a little bit. And then Scarlett's going to, just a little bit, not a ton. She's going to mix yellow and red together, and we're going to see what color we get. So red and yellow, if you mix them together, make orange. If you guessed that at home, you were right. It makes orange. All right, now she's gonna try blue. And try not to get it on the counter. And it might color your hands. But that's okay. Science is sometimes messy. Blue and yellow. We'll see what that gets. What do you think at home? What do you think this color is going to be? Woo! Yep, green. All right, now we're going to try red and blue and see what it makes. That's kind of what being a scientist is. You're testing things and trying to figure things out. And sometimes those things might work like you think, and sometimes they might not.
Ooh, it's looking pretty purpley to me.
The camera looks like it's gray, but if you look at it with like our eyes, it actually does look purple. The camera kind of makes it look gray. I don't know, what do you think? I think it looks purple.
In real life, it looks
In real life, it looks purple. That's funny. My eyes on the camera, it makes it look gray. That's kind of one of those funny things that cameras might do. Thank you. Let's tell Scarlett thank you. Thanks, Scarlett.
Hello! We're here with Whitney, the astronaut. Hi, Whitney. How are you? What are we doing, Whitney? I'm good. Oh, okay. Well, she brought us some food to try because we don't really come from her planet, which she comes from Earth, but I come from Ruffalo. And where do you come from again? Buffabubalala. Buffabubalala. That's right. Her very specific, colorful planet is very far away from us. So, can you tell us a few things about your planet? How I can speak English. Oh, on our planet we have purple drinks. You would call them water on Earth. We call them zabla. They're kind of gross, but we drink them. Yeah. And then we have things that we have a part of our planet that doesn't have much gravity. So if you go there, you have to catch your food because it's floating around. Wait a minute. I can't see. Oh, okay. And then we after we eat, everyone burps a lot. That's what they'd say. That's what Whitney told us, that sound was burping. So we really like to eat on our planet. We eat most of the day, and then when our planet turns, we don't see any sun. I think that's what happens here.
And so then when it's nighttime, then we just lay down and we just let the food drip in our mouth. Or if we're in the floaty room, then all those floating foods sometimes just land. And I wake up sometimes, I have them in my ears, and I have the bubble blue bloops in my nose. But we just eat differently.
So it sounds tricky.
This is interesting.
Is that like Earth? Is that what happens on Earth? No. Okay. Oh. So what did you bring us, Whitney? I brought you some food to try. It's from Earth. Oh, okay. What did you bring? This looks like Whizzle Wazzle. No, that's sausage. Oh, sausage. And what's this? It looks like. What do you think that looks
purple?
like?
It must be our drink when they turn it when it gets
Oh,
cold.
it's like frozen.
Yeah, frozen.
Oh, yeah. Well, what is that? Oh, it's cabbage. Oh, cabbage. Okay. And what's this stuff? It looks like Woozle Moozle.
That looks like the glue we put in our spaceship.
Oh, can you really eat that? Yeah, it's our favorite. It's called applesauce. Oh, why is it red? I thought applesauce was like a brownish color. It has strawberries in it. Oh, okay. Strawberries are like things you put on your toes. Oh, no. Strawberries are things you eat. Okay. And what about this? What's this? This is granola. Oh, looks like some kind of bug. Yeah, bugs.
That's what we feed our
Like dead bugs.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, gross. And what are these things? Oh, those are green olives. Oh, yeah, they look like some kind of eyeball. Okay, so you want us to try these things? Yeah.
What if we die?
You won't die. You might like them. It's good to try new food. Okay, we're gonna try these new foods. Ready? I'm gonna try this blue stuff.
What is stuff in?
Mmm, that's delicious. That's zooble dooble dooble. Mmm.
I want to try the eyeball. Oh, they're not eyeballs. They look like eyeballs.
Oh, those look scary. Don't do it. Maybe not. I'm gonna try these. These kind of look like something. Yeah. Those are good.
I want to try this one.
Has dressing on it.
Huh. Huh? Let's see. I sniff with my ears sometimes.
What does it smell like?
Smells like Indian feet get really stinky. Ooh, it made my tummy.
It's okay. Okay. I'm gonna try these
One more.
insect bites.
Oh yeah, buggies. We just eat those on holidays. Do you eat them all the time? No.
My mom does. She likes them.
Oh, gross. Thanks for your food, but no thanks. Oh, but we do like these. We have these. They come float. Yes, it makes my tummy gurgle all the time. These float out in space. Do you have these in space? When you're out in your spaceship? You do? Huh, thank you, Whitney. Bye-bye.
I'm eating bananas in space. They're floating all over the place. There's some by the sun and some by the moon. There's even some out by Mars. I'm eating bananas in space. Bananas. Yummy.
It's time to say goodbye. We've had a fun time with you. Happy end of March. We're getting close to the end. Remember, we've done some fun things. Bye-bye.